Hello students. Do you know what is verb? Are you confused about verb? Don't worry, I will help you. In this video, you are going to learn the meaning of verb. Besides that, you're also going to learn the forms of verbs and the examples of verbs. Firstly, what is verb? Verb tell us two things about a subject. The first one is verbs tell us the actions performed by a subject, such as run, walk, and sleep. The second one is state of a subject, such as feel. There are two types of verb. The first one is main verbs, which are actual verbs. Main verbs do not require other words to help them. For example, fly, sleep, and run. The second one is helping verbs. It requires support from main verbs. For example, make, cook, and eat. Now, let's look to the quality of verb. Verb has two unique qualities that no other part of speech has. I repeat, verb has two unique qualities that no other part of speech has.
The first quality of verb is change depending on the subject. Example of verb change depending on subject. I am short. The subject is I, which is the first person. Short is an adjective and am is a helping verb. Now, look at the second example where the subject is second person. You are short. Here, while referring to second person, we use are as a verb, but short remains the same. For the third example, where the subject is third person, she is short. Here, while referring to the third person, we use is as a verb, but here also short remains the same. So, from this example, you can see am becomes are and are becomes is by going from first person to second person to third person. So, we can conclude that verb change according to subject, and no other parts of speech has this kind of behavior. The of verb is changed depending on time of speech. What do I mean by that? It means whether we're talking about the past, present, or future event. Let me give you an example to make it clear. Mary comes here regularly. Here, comes is the helping verb, and we're talking about the present event. That means the process of her coming is still continuous. Now, let us see the past event. Mary came here yesterday. Here, came is the verb, and we're talking about the past event that she came yesterday. Now, let's take a look at the future event. Mary will come tomorrow. Here, will and come are the verb, and we're talking about the future event. As you can see, for different time, the same verb change. Comes in the present, became came in the past, and will come in the future.
Do you know what are the forms of verb?
Now, we will discuss about different forms of verbs. Verb is divided into three forms. The first one is base form. For example, sing. The second form is past form. For example, sang. The third form is past participle. Example, sung. Apart from these three main forms, there are two other forms. The first one is SES form. It is used when the subject is third person and in singular form, which is base form plus SES. Example, sing becomes sings. The second form is ing form. It is used to describe event that is happening right now while we're talking about something, which is base form plus ing. Example, sing becomes singing. Now, let's take a look at the sentence example of various forms of verb. The base form is cook. Sentence example is I cook food regularly. For the past form of cook is cooked. The sentence example is I cooked food yesterday. For the past participle form is also cook. Example of sentence, I have cooked food. For the SES form is cooks. The sentence example is he cooks food. For the last form is ing form, which is cooking. Example of sentence is I am cooking food. Now, let's quickly revise what we have discussed about forms of verb. There are mainly three forms of verbs: base form, past form, and past participle form, and two other forms of verb: SES form used for third person in singular form, and ing form used when the verb is still continuous while we are talking.
Hooray! Now you know what verb is. I hope you can get many beneficial knowledge about this topic. Thank you for listening. Bye!